Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Harlingen City Commission. The time is now 5:34 p.m., and we will call this meeting to order. It has been duly posted as required by state law. We do have a quorum of the commission as everyone is present. At this time, I'll ask everyone to please rise for the invocation led by Mayor Pro Tem Rini Perez.
Heavenly Father, we gather today to serve our community and seek your guidance. Grant us wisdom, patience, and understanding as we deliberate on the matters before us. Help us to work together in harmony and make decisions that promote the well-being and prosperity of all our residents. In your holy name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Now the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Mark, if you'll read the conflict of interest.
Under state law, a conflict of interest exists if a council member or certain members of that person's family has a qualifying financial interest in an agenda item. Members with a conflict of interest cannot participate in the discussion nor vote on the agenda item. Are there any known conflicts of interest to disclose at this time?
None.
None.
No. None.
None.
And none. Moving on.
Okay, Mayor. Announcements. With respect to items not listed elsewhere on this agenda, the City Commission may report on items of community interest, including announcing community events, announcing employer or community recognition. 3A, Mayor's announcements. Do you have any announcements?
Just briefly, I want to thank everyone that joined us at the State of the City last week on Thursday. It was an amazing event, and I want to commend everyone that was involved in putting it together. And if you are here, I know I see Erica, all of city staff that was involved in putting the State of the City, will you please just stand to be recognized? We have a small but mighty team, and I do want to give a special shout out to Alexis that is on leave but did an amazing job up until the last minute moving around, and I know it was hard for her to do that, and we wish her well. In addition to that, I had the pleasure of being invited to the White House to represent the city of Harlingen and to show the greater country that the city of Harlingen is thriving. We are a community that is just booming, and that we wanted to be able to show that on a national platform. So that was a wonderful opportunity to shine a spotlight on the city of Harlingen, and it was a pleasure to do that. That's all I have.
City Manager?
I've got a couple of announcements. We will be having a vaccine and microchip clinic this Saturday at Rangerville Park from 8 to 11. It is for Harlingen residents only. And also 2 of our employees, Brandon and Callista from the Media and Communications Department, are currently in San Antonio, and they are up for a statewide award from the Texas Association of Municipal Information Officers for a video that they created. They are finalists, and a few of us from the city will be there tomorrow for the announcement. So hopefully they'll come back with a trophy, and we'll let everybody know. That's all I have.
City Commission members announcement. Commissioner Kinsley?
I have nothing this week.
None.
Well, today happens to be Global Running Day, and thanks to Footworks, there's a 1 mile to a 5K run at the Arroyo Park starting at 7 o'clock. So feel free to drop on by and take a walk or take a run. We would appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, I did want to I'm sure everybody here already knows, but I want to let everybody else out in Harlingen know that tomorrow we will be having a parade to celebrate the accomplishments of our softball team. It's going to be from 6:30 to 7:30, and it's going to start off on 5th Street and then on 8th Street, and there will be a little, celebration on Lozana Plaza. So we encourage everyone to come out and show your support for our Lady Hawks.
Item 4. 4A, presentation of awards, Harlingen High School South Lady Hawks, soft baseball team.
Softball team, if I can. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And do you have the award, Amanda?
Yes, it's right there, ma'am.
Got it. Thank you. Yes. So, how many of you are here for the softball team? Everybody, almost everybody. Well, I just want to share a few words. I had an opportunity to go to the game on Saturday and to look at and see these young ladies play with heart and drive and just witness a very close-knit team that seemed to continue to have their spirits up even when it got challenging throughout the entire game. And that right there, I don't know how you do it, ladies, but you are incredible. I know that you played your heart out, and I can't wait to see what you do in the years to come. It was really phenomenal. And just like how I asked how many of you here are here today for softball, the girls can tell you, and probably the people that are in this room, that the stands were all green and white. There was very little for Melissa, and it was mostly for the city of Harlingen. And to see our community come together in support of the girls and to travel out there was just truly amazing. And watching Coach Rios with his team was just really inspiring. And so I'm super excited to see what the future holds for you young ladies. I know there's 3 seniors, is that right, that are going to be moving on and with your education, but know that you left your mark right here in the city of Harlingen, and we're super excited. So we wanted to come and celebrate you, and the entire commission is just so proud of you. And I would like to ask if we can just get all of the girls from the softball team and for Coach Rios and your assistants to come up here in front of the dais. There's no mic, right?
Down there? No. You have to go to the podium. Okay.
And if I could get the commission to join me.
He said he sent on the legislative session.
The what?
He sent on the legislative thing tonight.
Okay, I already got the packet. What did you send me? Okay. It's not to the students, it's for the coach to take their school. Okay. What are these presentations? Is it? Oh, they're not going to be there? Okay. Okay. And then Kester's going to handle this? And then, okay.
Okay, we do have some special announcements, but before we get into the announcements, because you guys are positioned so perfectly, we're going to go ahead and take pictures now. So that way, because I know this is like Beverly worked really hard to put everybody together, so we are going to do that. And I'm going to break. I'm sorry. Can I just get in facing right here? Let's do that.
You want one of them to hold the plaque?
Not yet. We can take another picture after.
One more. Go.
Okay, well, we wanted to do something special for the team and, of course, for Coach Rios and for the parents. And so I know that we have a teacher from South that also happens to be a commissioner. So I'd like to have him say a few words, and then we have recognition certificates, awards for each of the girls, and he'll call you by name. But, Commissioner?
I was unprepared for the words, but just so you ladies know, and I know you know this already, your entire season totally captivated the city. And I know the mayor mentioned how people went and supported you over there at the games. But I want you to know that it wasn't just there. And I know you know this, but back here at home, you had people on Facebook watching you, watching your games. You had people at Tipsy Taverns, at Classics, all these different places rooting you guys on. And you guys just did an amazing job. And it was a moment where we could be like, well, not just this moment, but we're very proud. That's basically what I'm trying to say. We're very proud of you. Made the city proud. And we look forward to whatever wonderful things that you're going to do next. Now, for you seniors, I know some of you had last year. I wish you the best of luck. And for those of you that may be coming to juniors and maybe seeing me as a teacher next year, good luck. You guys are great. Thank you.
And now we do have certificates that we normally don't recognize everyone individually, but I was just blown away by each and every one of you. And so we wanted to make this moment special. And so, Reedy, if you can call out each of their names for their certificates.
Okay, Ms. Katie Silva. Ms. Layla Lamb. Ms. Emily Ruiz. Ms. Natalie Martinez. Ms. Haley Vasquez. Ms. Lauren Gonzalez. Ms. Raylan Grimaldo. Ms. Jaylin Mata. Ms. Amira Rodriguez. Ms. Angela Perez. Nancy Sandoval. Ms. Yvette Garcia. Ms. Yesenia Perez. And Ms. Tara Jensen.
And ladies, I don't know, I saw you practice. I know Commissioner and I went to go see you practice and all get dirty and, you know, the way that you're supposed to. And then we saw you at your game. All I can say is that you cleaned up very well. You are all beautiful. I was like, are those the same girls? But you are. So I'm so impressed with everything that you do. And I'm equally impressed with your coach. I saw so much love and admiration for him throughout the game. And Coach, it was inspiring seeing you and keeping them up. I heard you a couple of times say, don't lose hope, don't be complacent. You still got this up until the very end. And that means so much. And I could see it in each one of you. I know there was some tears with a few of you, but it just goes to show how hard you work and your dedication. And we are so incredibly proud. And I know that each of you are also proud of your coach. And so I know that on the drive home, Coach, I got emails and messages from parents saying, what is the city of Harlingen going to do for the girls? And I knew that the school district was going to come up and do this parade. And I knew that they wanted to celebrate you because, like Commissioner said, the whole community, the whole city, in fact, the whole region was all eyes on you. And so I knew that they were going to do something, but we thought as a commission what we could do to honor you, Coach. And so what I have for you is keys to the city for your hard work. So if you will, I hope everyone can hear me well. This recognition award is the City of Harlingen congratulating you and proudly presenting you this award for Joey Rios, Coach Joey Rios from the Harlingen High School South head softball coach. Coach Rios is the esteemed head softball coach at Harlingen High School South. He took his team, these beautiful ladies, to the state softball championship while earning his 200th win in his illustrious coaching career. That's amazing. Coach, yes, a round of applause. Coach Rios made history by becoming the first coach in HCISD to lead a softball team to the state championship in his third year as Harlingen South softball's head coach. He is not only devoted to this team, he's also devoted to his family, his wife, Anissa Rios, and 2 children, Daniel and Elijah Rios. And Coach Rios is also an active member of his church and passionate about mentoring young athletes and helping them discover their purpose through sports. Congratulations to Coach Rios for this historic event. Today, on behalf of myself and the entire City Commission, we present you the key to the City of Harlingen.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
First off, thank you so much. This is such an honor. I'm so grateful for this because I know it's not easy, but I definitely want to thank my staff that are here behind me because I don't do this alone. Yes, I'm the face, but at the end of the day, they are the working motor that continues to keep this program in drive and gear, right? And the girls, obviously, for putting their continuous efforts into everything that we do. And we're so grateful for this, and we're thankful for this. I know I got presented with a small award, but there's not too many of these floating around. There won't be too many. It's historic that we get to represent the city of Harlingen, and we take great pride in doing that. We took some time, and we everybody on the team took some time to autograph the ball. And we were 36 and 5 years this year, and we were a state runner-up. And the fact that we get to represent the city of Harlingen is such a great honor and privilege. But we also want to present Mayor with a ball and a small token of appreciation just for us because, believe it or not, she was out there in the heat with us. She actually brought us some popsicles out there in the heat and was out there with us. And she was like, "Oh my goodness, how do y'all do it? It's not easy." But we're passionate and we enjoy what we do, and we're so grateful for everybody. And we thank y'all so much. Now to everybody, thank you so much. We appreciate y'all.
Principal Reyes in the audience, if we can get him to come on up and take a picture with us as well, that would be fantastic. Coach, why don't we have you right here? Can we just scooch the girls just a little bit?
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay.
How exciting, right? Can we give it up one more time for the Salt Lady Hawks? Okay. Amanda?
Item 4B, Presentation by Chief Mike Kester to Guillermo Dorantes, HPD Civilian of the Year Award.
Mayor, Commissioners, I'm here because annually we give out an award to both the officer and the civilian of the year, and this one's for the civilian of the year. And even though we had a lot of nominations, we have some outstanding employees working at the police department. We opted to go with Mr. Guillermo Dorantes. He has been with the city for 16 years, working at the police department from our IT department. So he takes care of all our information systems and computerized systems and anything we need. He just been awesome over that amount of time. But as you might recall, last year we had a little issue on our computer systems, and Guillermo was, Mr. On the spot. He was there taking care of everything. He was on call, would come out if we needed him, and really got us back up online and working real well. So we made him the civilian of the year. I got a plaque here for him, and it says, "From the Office of the Chief of Police, in accordance with the provisions of the Harlingen Police Department rules, regulations, and policy manual, special directives, and upon recommendation of the peer employees and administration for outstanding public service and dedicated work performance during the year 2023. Guillermo Dorantes is hereby presented with the Harlingen Police Department 2023 Civilian Employee of the Year." I'll ask Guillermo to come up here as well. Now, on a side note, I will say he used to work for me. Now, he still works for the city, but due to a realignment, now he falls under Sergio Mujica in the MIS department. But he's been outstanding for us, so we want to present him with this award, and we've got another one here, a little plaque, statue that goes with it. So if we could get a quick picture, we'd appreciate it. Yeah. This is a family affair.
Josh.
No,
Sorry.
no, sir. You're good.
One, two, three.
So you got a CAT scan? Okay, good. Seems like you're a little off kilter.
Item 4C, presentation by Abel Gonzalez Menencio, Texas State Florist Association Ambassador, pertaining to Rose Project.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor Sepulveda and City Commissioners. My name is Abel Gonzalez Mencio, AIFD, CFD, PFCI, TMF. I was born and raised in Harlingen, Texas, the youngest son of Raul D. and Luz R. Gonzalez. Currently, I am the owner, design engineer of Casa Granada Floral. My addendums stand for an accredited member of the American Institute of Floral Designers, a certified floral designer, one of only 138 accredited members in the Worldwide Professional Floral Communicators International, and only one of 74 Texas Master Florists in the state of Texas. These educational certifications, and recognized internationally in the floral industry, are the equivalent of a doctoral degree in floristry and floral design. My floral journey began over 40 years ago upon graduation from Harlingen High School. In 2017, I was a dual scholarship recipient of the Texas State Florist Association. In 2018, I entered the Designer of the Year competition in Houston during the annual Azalea Trail Festival, where I placed in the top 3. The following year, in 2019, I competed at the Texas Designer of the Year contest held under the majestic rotunda at the state capitol in Austin, Texas, where once again I placed in the top 3. That day, I was supported by a very special person, Mrs. Amanda Leticia Hinojosa, unbeknownst to me, wife of Texas Senator Juan Chuy Hinojosa. And I will never forget her words as she came by my table. She said, "Little boy from the valley does good. I'm going to stand here and cheer you on and see what you can do." And she did. She was my good luck charm. That same year, I attended the Louisiana State Florist Convention and competed in their Designer of the Year contest and won the Louisiana Cup. I'll never forget walking into that room, hearing another competitor say, "Well, I might as well go home. Abel's here." Due to the COVID pandemic, conventions were canceled, and I had to wait a few years for the association to once again offer in-person competitions. But I was hooked. But Louisiana wasn't Texas. I wasn't done yet. Forward to last summer. In 2023, the Texas State Association held its expo in Round Rock, Texas, where I competed alongside 8 of the most talented designers from throughout the state. After 3 rounds of very intense and timed competition in vegetative, personal interpretation, and bridal design, I won the coveted Texas Cup, Designer of the Year competition, and I was named the 2023 Star of Texas. Since its inception in 1978, no designer south of the Houston area has ever won the Cup competition. I am the first. Driving home that evening, I decided to not only be a winner of this prestigious award, but also to be an ambassador for the association, for Texas, for the Rio Grande Valley, and for my hometown of Harlingen. As an ambassador, I wanted to do something different and meaningful that people would remember, something that truly was an ambassadorship and not just a name alone. Then I remembered that in 2013, while I was employed by Acolyte Designs in New York City as their director of marketing and design, I came up with an idea on a business trip to Manhattan. One evening after work, I traveled to Times Square, and as I left Penn Station, I spotted a flower cart with an array of brightly colored roses and flowers for sale. I immediately wondered to myself, what if I give away roses in Times Square? Would total strangers accept them? Could I really touch someone's life and make them smile? Where would they eventually end up? And what would it look like to see the flowers walk away in different directions and blanket the city? I want to stop there real quick. Roses just went out to those young ladies, and each one is walking out with one right now. And they will blanket the city of Harlingen. The Abel Gonzalez Mencio Rose Project was born. That night, I handed out 48 pink roses, and as I walked to the very top of the red stairs in Times Square, I saw my vision come to life. My roses walked in all directions. Some were accepted by costume characters. A few went to New York's finest, their police officers. They traveled on Broadway, down 42nd Street. Some got into taxis, and others went into shops and restaurants. Each bloom had touched the life of a person, total strangers from all ages, ethnicities, and walks of life, who unknowingly had converged at the crossroads of the world at the same time that I had. I continued this project during my business visits to Los Angeles, Miami, Dallas, Phoenix, and most recently in Philadelphia, where I was selected to the elite Schaefer design team, a group of 30 world-renowned florists who came together to build a legacy entryway into the world-famous Philadelphia Flower Show. Once again, all I could think about were my words, "Little boy from the valley does good." In Philadelphia, I proudly wore the same attire you see in me this evening: my cowboy hat, my Texas flag shirt, and my boots. Everyone at the show knew I was from Texas. As I handed out the yellow roses, many asked me about my journey, my passion, and my competitions. One gentleman even asked me, "Where's your horse?" And I said, "He's parked outside." It was then that I knew, as I saw the yellow roses drift around the convention center hall, up and down the escalators, and out into the cold Pennsylvania streets, that my ambassadorship went far beyond just handing out roses. It is an open connection to others who, for a brief moment, through a bloom and a smile, I can touch their lives. My term as the 2023 Texas Designer of the Year culminates on June 23rd with the selection of this year's winner. As my final tribute, I have been afforded an opportunity to design and lay a wreath on June 21st at the Alamo in downtown San Antonio during our upcoming Texas Floral Convention, a tribute to my mother-in-law's family legacy as a direct descendant of defenders of the Alamo who fought alongside General Sam Houston. As you see, my idea has bloomed into a labor of love for myself and for my family, for my friends and for my Harlingen, for the great state of Texas, and for the associations and businesses that I am currently and proudly an ambassador for. Mayor Sepulveda and commissioners, thank you for your attention. I humbly ask you at this time to please step forward and accept a bloom and take part in the 2023 Abel Gonzalez Mencio Rose Project. Thank you.
So cute.
And it's not a 9:30 delivery. It's not a what? 9:30 delivery. Mother's Day?
Oh,
Extra there you go, sir. I'll take that. Cool. City manager. Excuse me.
But especially.
And especially him.
Amanda.
you're adorable. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Absolutely. When we have extra roses, then we would want them after. Absolutely. I did.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
One more. 1, 2, 3. Just one more. Thank you.
It's all about having that extra something.
Congratulations. That would be the highlight of all these years.
Please don't stay if anybody would like.
Okay, thank you.
So, Mr. Gonzalez Mencio, thank you so much for keeping a special place in your heart for Harlingen. We admire all of your hard work and your accomplishments. You're making Harlingen proud. We all stand behind you. Thank you so much.
Item number 5, citizens communication. At this time, the public is invited to address the city commission and speak on any matter not specifically listed for public hearing elsewhere in this agenda. Please note that the city commission members may not respond to comments or deliberate on topics addressed. We have one, Mayor, public hearing, but I guess we'll wait until the public hearing, right?
You have a public comment?
Oh, so,
Celine Garrison?
oh, I don't have the public. I didn't have this one. Celine.
Hello, I'm Selena Garrison. I live in 8203 West Business 83 in Harlingen West Side.
Would you mind just moving the mic up? I think I moved it.
Right there?
Yes, thank
Can
you.
you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm the secretary for the Pan American Golf Association. We're over 6,000 members statewide. We have over 150 members in just Cameron County alone. We will be hosting, and we do this almost every few years, a national golf tournament in Harlingen, and we have over 300 to 400 members come and play here. And they use the hotels, they use the transportation, they're here all week, and they spend close to $250,000 or more every time they come. And we are having another one this year, 2025, in April. So we will be getting all these people, an influx of people in Harlingen in April of 2025. We also host junior clinics once a month, and a lot of the participants are Boys and Girls Club kids, kids from the elementary and high school and middle school, and different kids organizations that come once a month, and we do this all free of charge. We teach them how to golf, putt, and drive, and of course our people, our members, they utilize the Tony Butler Golf Course almost every single day, several groups, and several times a day. So we're all out here all the time, and we've been supporting the golf course for over 50 years. What I want to talk about is we do need a golf course storage facility, because I believe the one that they have now is in disrepair because of years and years of neglect. And that golf cart storage facility is extremely important to our older group, because a lot of them are over 70. They don't have the physical strength anymore to load and unload a cart, so that's why they rely on these storage facilities to store their cart so that they can golf every day. And these members have been renting these spots for over 50 years, and they've they've always utilized it, and they're always there at the golf course, and they're always playing. And we also like to have them play because they've been supporting the Tony Butler forever. And I know that the Tony Butler Golf Course has taken a lot of money from the rentals of these golf storage facilities, but I don't think they've put in any money into maintaining the storage facilities. So we do want to have our older senior groups have the capability of going to the golf course. And I'm going to mention 3 people that do use a facility. One of them is Art Gonzalez. He's, by the way, a veteran. He's been using the facilities for many, many, many years, and he wants to continue to store his cart there. We have another, I know that's my time, okay. There's another member that no longer will be coming to the golf course because he doesn't have the strength to haul his cart anymore. And I will finish up. There's other members, but I know my time is up. Thank you. Please consider the storage facility.
Thank you, ma'am. And we do, believe the commission has received your letter as well.
Thank
So
you.
thank you so much for coming and being here with us today.
Next item, Mayor, item number 6, approval of minutes. A, regular meeting of April 2nd, 2024, and B, regular meeting of April 17, 2024.
Is there any amendments to the minutes? If not, a motion?
I sent my amendments to Amanda. I believe the copies are in front of you all. So I'll make a motion to approve, subject to the amendments.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And this is for the meeting of April 2nd, 2024. Is there a motion on the regular meeting of April 17th, 2024?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 7, consent agenda. No discussion is anticipated on any of the items in this section because they are routine business, were included in the budget adoption process or have been previously discussed as a staff report or discussion item. These items will be considered collectively by a single vote unless a commissioner member requests an item to be removed from the consent agenda.
We have items A and B. Is there any that need to be pulled? If not, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
Number 8, staff reports and other discussion items. Items in this section are not expected to require action by the City Commission and are generally for information only. However, any item listed in this section may become an action item with the request of the mayor or after the request of any 2 commission members or the city manager. A, city manager's report. Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, I'd just like to report that we have started the budget process. Staff, city manager, and finance director will be meeting with staff starting next week, and so we will be scheduling the workshop with the Parks Department before we come to the commission for any type of action on the budget, just so we can get some direction on what parks you want to prioritize. So that's all I have for now.
Staff report, let me see, B, staff reports, presentation by Robert Rodriguez, Finance Director of the Quarterly Investment Report for the City of Harlingen, ending March 31st, 2024.
Good evening, Mayor, City Commissioners. I'd like to give you a brief overview of the investment report for the period of January 1st through March 31st, 2024. So our total book value on all of our cash and investments totaled $82,939,198, as you see on the first box there. Our interest earned for the period, just in those 3 months, is $996,734. We also have amortization on treasuries that we have of $121,049. So our net income for that period, for that 3-month period, is $1,118,224.67. Fiscal year to date, our net income on these investments has accumulated to $2,157,288. If you look to the right, the third box on the right-hand side, our yield to maturity on average on all of our investments is 5.257% compared to 5.187% for the prior December 31st, 2023. At the bottom, you do see some transaction summary on the treasuries. We got a coupon or interest that has come in of 81,250. We have 2 treasuries, one that pays interest periodically and one that pays interest when the treasury matures. On the bottom right-hand corner, you have an asset allocation. So our bank deposits total about 4.5%, and those are at Plains Capital. 77.8% is in our local government investment pool, which is Tex Pool, and 17.7% is in our treasuries. The next one is just a rating distribution, our credit rating. So the majority of those are AAA at 95.5% of those investments, and we do have 4.5%, which is our demand deposits at Plains Capital. And as you see our benchmark comparison, our interest rate has slowly climbed to March 2024 is at 5.26%, which is the city average. And that's a brief overview of the investments that we have for this period through March.
Thank you, Robert. Is there any discussion, questions for Robert? Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Real quick, Robert.
Yes, sir.
Tex Pool is a group organization that does like the investments for cities throughout the state, correct?
Yes, they do. Cities, any government, actually, cities.
Can we go up to
School
that
districts,
last
sure.
slide, please? Is there a reason we don't use them? We took that dip in October 2023, that text pool did not. Am I misunderstanding that?
The red.
The red's the city of Harlingen, right?
Right.
October 23.
Correct. We took that dip. They did not. And could you explain to me what the CMT is again?
The CMT is the treasury, I guess, like the treasury rate, so that the textbook kind of mirrors the treasury rate. So I'm not sure let's see, October 23.
Yeah, why did ours dip and no one else's?
I'm not sure, but that's kind of when we changed from Frost to Plains Capital. But I can check into that and I'll let you know, just to make sure, because it was just that 1 month and then went back right up.
Yeah.
But I'll look into it and I'll send you.
Yeah, it seems like ours are always lower than text pool, and
Yeah, I mean, just
half
like
a percent
slightly.
means a lot when you start to think in the millions.
Yeah,
right?
because it always trails, and so we try and keep everything in text pool. And so when we went from Frost to Plains Capital, we also went into their investment where it has like a sweep, and it'll sweep all of our investments into an investment account where it pays a higher rate.
Frost didn't have the sweeps, did they?
It did not, no.
Yeah, okay, so that's one of the things we've done this,
Or we didn't utilize it like we utilize it with Plains. It's much easier with Plains to do.
right, so now we're sweeping our money every day, so it actually has a potential to earn more, so.
Yeah. But in that particular month, I can get back to you on why that dipped.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Robert?
Yes, sir.
So all of our funds are basically in these three. Text pool,
Yes, sir. The majority, if you see, it's 77% of it is in text pool, 77.8%. We do have 17.7 at the treasuries, and then we have bank deposits, 4.5. We're trying to minimize that amount in there, but we still get that 4.5% in that bank.
got you. Thank you.
Whereas in Frost, it was a lot lower. Yeah.
Is there any other discussion?
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, that was a good question, but I'll go back with you on that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Item number 9, public hearings. At this time, the mayor will invite members of the public who have filled out the public hearing and the citizen communication form to address each item listed in this section. Please limit your comments to the topic of that public hearing. If more than one public hearing is being held, you will be allowed to speak during each topic, provided you have filled out the public hearing and citizens communication form for the appropriate topic. If you are signed up for 2 or more public hearings, you will be limited to 5 minutes for all topics. Mayor, we do have one for a public hearing.
Okay, I'll take it from here
Okay.
on this section, Amanda.
Okay.
So just so that way we have everything on the record. We have 9A, the public hearing amending the City of Harlingen Code of Ordinances, Chapter 111, zoning, Article 18, Section 11-509, and I have my glasses on, design guidelines, storefront windows by prohibiting air conditioner unit mounted on walls of building along a public street with the downtown district overlay. The applicant is the City of Harlingen. And at this time, we will open the public hearing, and we do have one individual signed up. Lars, I don't see him here.
Mr. Larsa tells me that he's on his way, but he's basically in support.
Okay. So what we'll do is we will pass on this one and go right back to it, and hopefully he's here by the time we finish. 9B, public hearing for a special use permit to allow alcoholic beverages for on-site consumption at an event center in General Retail District located at 116 West Van Buren Avenue, Suite A, bearing a legal description of Lot 20, Block 59, Harlingen Original Town Site Subdivision, and the applicant is Juan Cabrera. At this time, we will open the public hearing, and having no one here to speak for or against this item or having signed up to speak, we'll close the public hearing. We have 9C, the public hearing for an SUP to allow a storage building detached garage greater than 144 square feet in a planned development district located at 3210 Seminole Court, bearing a legal description of lots 6 through 7, Block 3, Treasure Hills Country Club subdivision. And the applicant is Ronald Richardson. This time we'll open the public hearing. Having no one here to speak for or against this item and no one signed up to speak, we will close the public hearing. Item D, public hearing for a special use permit to allow a storage building in general retail district located at 1521 West Monroe Avenue, bearing a legal description of Lot 1, Block 3, Durson and Hasselmere subdivision. The applicant is Gilbert Mendiola, care of Carlos Mendiola. This time we'll open the public hearing for this item. Having no one here to speak for or against this item and no one signed up, we will close the public hearing. Item E, public hearing authorizing the closing, vacating, transferring, and abandonment of a 0.5 acre tract of land located south of and adjacent to Lot 27, Block 2 of the L&L subdivision, located on the west side of K Street, approximately 48 feet north of Fillmore Avenue, and authorizing the city manager to execute all documents for the conveyance and release of alley right-of-way and convey to James De Leon. The applicant is James De Leon. At this time, we will open the public hearing, but having no one here to speak for or against or having anyone signed up, we'll close the public hearing at this time, and we will move back up to the public hearing of item A and allow Lars to please speak.
I'm a little out of breath. I ran up the stairs.
You and me both.
And at my age, that matters. Lars Keim, 109 North A Street. I'm here speaking on behalf of the, is it 9A?
9A.
Excuse me. With regard to having mechanical or other things hanging over the sidewalks and so forth, there's already a city code that only allows for awnings and signage to be over a sidewalk. But in the downtown, we felt it was necessary to make it specific. There's a few issues with it. One, besides being unsightly, and you've got this beautiful little kind of old-timey downtown, and now people are beginning to install these things on the sidewalks. Excuse me. It's a little unsightly and doesn't really fit with our motif. But more importantly, they do hang outside over the sidewalks, and they each have a drainage tube, and the area in question has about 8 of these, and those tubes all drain right onto the sidewalk. So it's a safety issue, it's an appearance issue, and I just think it's something we can, I mean, there are other things you can do besides hanging an air conditioner unit on the exterior wall over the sidewalk to cool your building. We've been doing it with those old-fashioned air conditioners for years. So I'm hoping that you can see your way, see your way clear to approve this amendment and get it through. Appreciate it.
Thank you. At this time, having no one else to speak for or against, we'll close the public hearing and move on to action items. Number 10. Amanda?
Yes, ma'am. Action item, City Commission will discuss, consider, and take any action deemed necessary on items listed in this section, including the adoption of a resolution or an ordinance. A, consideration and possible action to adopt an ordinance on first reading amending the City of Harlingen Code of Ordinances 111, zoning Article 18, Section 111-509, 1E, design guidelines, store front windows by prohibiting air-conditioned units mounted on walls of a building along a public street with a downtown district overlay. Applicant, City of Harlingen, attachment.
Okay, and before we get started, if we can have Mark read the caption.
An ordinance amending the City of Harlingen Code of Ordinances, Chapter 111, zoning, Article 19, Section 111-509-1E, design guidelines, storefront windows by prohibiting air conditioner units mounted on the walls of a building along a public street within the downtown district overlay, providing for publication and ordaining other matters related to the foregoing.
Javier?
So that's the, Mayor, Commissioners, good evening. So that's the boundary of the downtown district overlay. And these are the units that got installed a few months ago that are considered a safety issue aesthetically, according to downtown. So the building code allows this. So that's why this ordinance is before you, so that this could be prevented in the future in other buildings.
Did you say that it's a public safety aesthetically?
Well, so there's issues about the safety with the water going to the sidewalk, right? But it's also the aesthetics of having these units.
Okay.
So it's a
But
two-part.
with
It's
the
a
water
two-part.
on the sidewalk, you can get bioslime. Depending on the humidity or any moisture, that bioslime can get very slippery, and somebody can.
Is this in the front of the building or the back of the building?
It's along the side street.
The side street, okay. And these are mini splits? Is that right? Okay.
There are 8 of them, and one of them already has that
Bioslime.
line, so I guess it must be working overtime.
Yeah. Let's just call it bioslime.
So with this ordinance, with this, like this specific building, will they be grandfathered in? Like,
Correct.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So this is just for new stuff.
To prevent this from happening in the future in other buildings within the downtown district overlay.
And so but this isn't for the entire city, this would just be for downtown?
Just for the downtown. Yeah.
That's correct.
Is it it's not a fire hazard of any sort, is it?
No.
What's the purpose of these? Why do they have them? Like what is the applicant, or not the applicant, but this was 3 months ago, is that what you said?
A few months ago, so like to cool the building, the owner, that's what he decided to do for the different rooms.
Because it's allowed, is that right?
The code allows it, and it was, I guess, the less expensive option for the building owner to do.
It's probably cheaper to do that than to put them on the roof and cool it that way. That's probably why they did it.
Okay, because I was just thinking that they don't seem like, I have a little mini split, but not in the city of Harlingen. But it's just for a small room, like a gym. How does this work? Is this individual? Are these multiple businesses, or it's just one business? It's just one. Okay. Sure. I'm just wondering if they went to the board, for the downtown board, if there's been any discussion, if this would impact any other business owners, because we want to, I'm always concerned about hindering businesses, but I do see that, it doesn't look very nice. So,
Well, believe me, I have a great place to use these myself, and I wouldn't because of the look of it. But this is very much akin to, you have two neighbors. In this case, the neighbor is the city, or the public sidewalk, and then you have the building, which is right on the property line. We already have it within the city code that you can't build or extend over your neighbor's property line.
Right.
You can't have a roof overhanging, you can't have shrubbery growing over it, you can't encroach on it in any way, straight up. So it's really not that much of a departure from anything that we already have. The original code, as I understand it, was written specifically to allow certain things, but nobody back then foresaw mini splits happening, and so it wasn't included because it was not invented yet. And so the permission was given that certain things could be done because this is already part of the city code, that we can't build over public property or somebody else's property. But having not been able to have the foresight that these things would exist someday, it was never added in to include such structures.
so when you say this is in the side street, where,
This is along Second Street.
is it where the old gym used to be? That
It's where the old HEB used to be, or Piggly Wiggly, for those of you who have a really,
Okay.
really far back
Okay.
memory.
Okay. I was just saying, I haven't seen it.
And there's actually about 8 of those. They go further down. So, anyway. So I guess I'll stick around if there's a
Okay.
question. or-
No, I don't have any other questions. Is there any other discussion? If not, then we'll entertain a motion
Yeah, I'll make a motion
to approve.
to approve this.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Item 10B, Consideration and possible action to adopt an ordinance on first reading for a special use permit, SUP, to allow alcoholic beverages for on-site consumption at an event center in a general retail GR district located at 116 West Van Buren Avenue, Suite A, bearing a legal description of Lot 20, Block 59, Harlingen Original Townsite Subdivision, applicant Juan Cabrera, Planning Department.
What was this building prior?
The old Feldmans.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's how I know it.
I was going to say, but
It's a historical building, come on. Very history, people. Piggly Wigglies, liquor stores, come on.
okay. So, do you need the presentation? No. Okay. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion.
Motion to approve.
Oh, yeah. Come on, Mark.
An ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Harlingen, a special use permit allowing alcoholic beverages for on-site consumption at an event center in a general retail GR district located at 116 West Van Buren Avenue, Suite A, bearing a legal description of Lot 20, Block 59, Harlingen Original Town Site, providing for publication and ordaining other matters related to the foregoing.
There was a motion from Commissioner Mike Mesmer and a second.
No, it was
Motion to approve.
Okay. Motion from Commissioner Bettis and a second
by
from
Frank.
Morales. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on.
Yes, ma'am. Item C, consideration and possible action to adopt an ordinance on first reading for a special use permit, SUP, to allow a storage building detached garage greater than 144 square feet in a planned development PD district located at 3210 Seminole Court, bearing a legal description of Lot 6, 7, Block 3, Treasure Hills Country Club subdivision, applicant Ronald Richardson. Attachment, Mr. Cervantes, Planning.
Javier?
So there's a proposed detached garage for the applicant, Mr. Richardson. His house is right here, and he wants to build the detached garage in his second lot. He owns two lots next to each other. That's his existing house on the south side, and the proposed garage, 40 by 45, in the second lot for his vehicles and different things that he owns. And that's where it's going to be located behind this fence here. Legal notice map. We did get some letters in opposition, so the letters were included in your packet with different concerns from different property owners. But during the public hearing, the property owner across the street spoke in support of the project. Here's the opposition map. These are in red are the people that submitted letters, and they make up 19% of the notification area, so it's shy just shy for a supermajority vote. So a supermajority vote is not required.
Is there a motion to approve?
Read the caption.
I'm sorry, Mark.
An ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Harlingen, a special use permit to allow a storage building in the general retail GR district located at 1521 West Monroe Avenue, bearing a legal description of Lot 1, Block 3, Duerson and Hesselmeyer subdivision, providing for publication and ordaining other matters related to the foregoing.
As there is opposition from neighbors, I will make a motion to defeat this.
So, there's no one here present that signed up for the public hearing. Is that correct?
Correct. The applicant is here in case you have questions for him.
Sure. And the applicant is?
And there is in your packet, there's a photo of the building that he showed. I didn't include in the PowerPoint,
I see
but it's
it.
in your packet of the proposed building that he wants to build in that lot.
Yeah, the building that should be in your packet is very similar to the building that we're going to build. It's about 300 feet down the street on Pinehurst, and it's actually on the golf course. It was built about a year and a half ago. Now, the main concern that I can see from all the opposition is the viability of the building during a hurricane or storms. Permitting requires that we have a structural engineer that certifies this. This building is going to be standing when the houses around it that were built in the 80s and 90s are gone. So structurally, I don't see where there's any problem with this building.
And so, I know that, as you mentioned, you had to, when you're going through the permitting process, you had to get an engineer to come out, make sure that it would withstand any weather. That's what you're
Well,
alluding
that's
to,
what'll
is that
happen
correct?
once we start construction is that, yeah, there'll be a structural engineer that has to certify this, for the permit.
Okay. Okay. I mean, it looks like, I think most people know my position on this. I think it is fine, and I think that you should be able to build what you wish on your property, and it seems like in the neighborhood that's already others, and so yours would not be the first. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's going to be very similar to the one that's 300 feet away
Right.
on the golf course. We're not on a golf course.
I hear you. Okay. Javier, thank you so much.
Yeah,
I'm
thank
sorry.
you.
Did anybody have
I
any
have
other
one question.
question?
One question. Is it going to be behind a fence?
It won't be behind the fence. There'll be a fence on either side of it.
Okay.
I think the picture that you've got, it's very similar. That building is not behind the fence.
Which is this white one, right?
That's his house. And so that's the location of the proposed building.
Mm-hmm.
And so his front fence is here. So you will only see the top of the building.
Mhm.
Most of the building will be covered by his existing fence. And he has a fence along the back also.
Oh, the fence goes all the way around the property, yeah.
So you have a fence, and it's on your property?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can see just the top of it. And there's one 300, did you say 300 feet away?
Mm-hmm. On Pinehurst.
Okay. And, okay, was there any other questions for the applicant? No? Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
And so Mr. Cervantes, right, before he's allowed to start with the construction and the permit, needs to make sure that he has the engineer to go out and ensure that it's structurally sound.
If this is approved, his next step is to apply for a building permit. And in that building permit, he will have to submit engineering plans.
Okay.
And then once those are reviewed and approved, then his construction has to meet the plans.
All right, so there's a motion by Mike. Is there a second? Having no second, motion fails. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed?
Motion carries. Congratulations, sir. Thank you.
That was item C, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Item D, consideration and possible action to adopt an ordinance on first reading for a special use permit SUP to allow a storage building in a general retail GR district located at 1521 West Monroe Avenue, bearing a legal description of Lot 1, Block 3, Drusen and Hasemeyer subdivision, applicant Gilbert Mendiola, in care of Carlos Mendiola, attachment, Mr. Cervantes, planning and zoning.
So this is
Mark, if you can just read the caption.
Yes, Mayor. An
Sorry,
ordinance
Javier.
authorizing the closing, vacating, transferring, and abandonment of a .05 acre tract of land locating south of and adjacent to Lot 27, Block 2 L and L subdivision, located on the west side of K Street, approximately 48 feet north of Fillmore Avenue, and authorizing the city manager to execute all documents for the conveyance and release of the right-of-way and convey the property to Mr. James De Leon, subject to paying all closing costs.
Is there a
No, that's the
motion?
wrong. That's the wrong caption.
There's a motion.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Sorry?
That was the caption for the next agenda item.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're on D.
Yes, D.
Okay, so, well then, we took care of E. We'll move back to item D. Go ahead, Mark.
D was a storage building. E is,
It's because C and D are both storage buildings.
It's Page 128, if you have numbers.
Here, Mark.
An ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Harlingen, a special use permit to allow a storage building in the general retail GR district located at 1521 West Monroe Avenue, bearing a legal description of Lot 1, Block 3, Dwerson and Hasselmeyer subdivision, providing for publication or ordaining other matters related to the foregoing.
Okay. Is there,
Motion to approve.
Second.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And
Item
we've taken care of E already.
Okay.
Okay.
Move on to F.
Yes.
Okay. Presentation by the top 3 professional consultants on employee insurance and benefits, and possible approval of awarding a contract to one of the following companies: One Digital, Zach Gingrich, and Henry Rosenbaum. McGriff Insurance Services, Scott Gibbs and John Best. Gallagher Benefit Services, Jacob Vaughn.
Hi, good evening, Mayor and Commission. So we have a presentation as mentioned by the professional consultants. However, there is a change. The top 3 was One Digital, McGriff, and Gallagher. However, Gallagher has rescinded their RFQ. So we have Valley Risk Consultants who is going to be presenting. So they are now the top 3.
I'm sorry, who's the third one now?
Valley Risk Consulting,
They're our current consultant.
they are our current consultant.
And these are not ranked in order of priority, they're just listed as a top 3.
That is correct.
And so are we going to do,
I'm confused. I had a quick question. Did we do E,
yes.
the right-of-way?
We voted on it, yes.
That's the one we did right now.
We skipped.
So we did the storage one?
We did
Yes.
all of them.
Okay.
Correct, right? All of them,
We-
Amanda?
We just didn't read the agenda item, but we read the caption and we voted on it, so.
Okay, okay.
Yes. Mark, you're not helping Mark. Okay, and so, Erica, is it 5 minutes for presentation, 5 minutes for questions?
That is correct.
Okay,
So do you want them to go ahead and present in this order that's on the agenda?
However you like.
Okay, because I had given them a specific order, but.
What-
okay.
however you like is fine with us.
So, first off, we have McGriff Insurance Services.
Okay. Hello. Yes, sir.
That's exactly what I was thinking, yeah.
For your table?
Placemat for my sons. There you go. Messy eaters.
You can have.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Mine like to do it when they make slime.
Yeah.
Yes, there was. I don't know.
So you will have five minutes to present. Sure. And Amanda will keep time?
Yes, we're keeping time, Mayor, but I'll keep time here too. 5 minutes.
Right?
It's not that.
Go right ahead.
Thank you. Mayor, Commissioners,
Scott.
City Manager. Yes, sir.
Just a second. Before you start, we had the scoring sheets that were sent to the mayor and commissioners separately. Amanda, they're not in the electronically. I think the only ones that may have it are the ones that got hard copies. But the electronic versions didn't make it into the packet. Could you? Yeah, there were. Do you have a copy of the scoring sheet that you could just make copies for the mayor and commission?
I got mine right here.
Yeah.
If you want to use this to make a copy.
Okay, yeah.
I don't have that. This is first time.
And Mike needs one as well.
He is referring to, this is the tabulation sheet.
Yeah, that's
But
what-
I have the actual scoring sheets from all the committees.
No, we just need the tabulation sheets for now. Yeah, so just make copies for everybody. I'm not sure why they were not included in the packet.
Is there another
Because we included every proposal, I asked them to send it separately. not in the entire package, so that you could have it just by itself, but it didn't, for some reason, didn't happen. Scott, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Good?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mayor, Commissioners.
What we're going to do, I'm
No worries.
just
No
gonna-
worries. You got no worries. Hey, I'm here
We're
for
going
you
to go
guys.
ahead. I want to make sure that I have it in front of me when you're presenting. So if you can just have a seat, and we're
No
going to
worries.
pass on this, and we won't take away any of your time. But we'll go on to item G, consideration and possible action to approve a resolution denying the rate change application proposed by AEP Texas. Gabe?
Mayor, members of the commission, you may recall that a few months ago, we actually approved the resolution to suspend the rates, giving time to Thomas Mercado and his staff to review the request by AEP. They finished their request and found that the rates were not justifiable. So now they're asking us to suspend and deny the rates. So this resolution will do that. It'll force the parties to come back together and try to come up with some sort of resolution, but we need to do this before it goes to the PUC. So we are recommending approval of the resolution, which will deny the rates being requested by AEP.
I'll make a motion to approve this
Second.
resolution denying
Second.
AEP.
Okay, second by Commissioner Pettis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And how about, let's go to item 11, board appointments. And we'll start with Commissioner Kinsley. You have any?
I have Alonzo Cavazos to the Veterans Advisory Board to replace Gil Lucio.
Okay. Commissioner?
If I recall correctly, last time we were here, Gabe, you told me that we're missing 4 people to the Keep Harlingen Beautiful.
Yes, we are. As a matter of fact, we tried to have a meeting, I think it was earlier this week, and again, we only got 9 members to show up, and so we were not able to meet. And so I did talk to Mark about possibly trying to come up with a scenario where we create another corporation that does the same thing, but just provide the articles of incorporation that only call for a less number of members. I think right now there's 18, and we need to get 10 members to show up. And so if we can do that, that might be a solution
Well,
to
what we could
resolve.
do is we could start it with an initial articles of incorporation with just,
I got a simpler solution. I'm going to appoint Anne Marie Reyes, Commissioner Ford Kinsley, Commissioner Renee Perez, and myself for the last 4 slots. We go in, we have the meetings, then we can reduce the numbers. We just
Okay.
knock it out ourselves.
it works.
Okay?
So I'm the captain now. I'm taking some of your slots, all right, your appointments. But we're going to do this, and then I'll give up my seat to whoever's slot I took from one of y'all.
Oh, no, I feel a little excluded here. Like a coup.
Take my spot.
you want to
If
be
want
on
to be in my spot, but
But I'm in agreement.
all right. Yeah, so
That sounds good. Okay, so that sounds like that solves that issue. Do you have any other appointments?
no, yeah, it'll be Anne Marie Reyes, Ford Kinsley, Renee Perez, myself.
But other boards?
No.
You're good, Mike?
Reappoint Wayne Lowry to Downtown Improvement Board.
Donna Valensky for the Keep Harlingen Beautiful. So which of you
Pick
guys?
myself off.
You want to stay on or stay off?
I'll stay on.
Who wants to stay on?
Yeah.
We Commissioner, I think one of the members resigned, the one that served as the Keep Harlingen Beautiful Director.
Melissa Boykin.
Melissa Boykin, yes, she resigned. So maybe you can appoint her,
What's her name?
She was mine.
or she was yours?
So I'm asking for Donna Valensky to be on that board. So who do you, Daniel wants to, I can take Daniel's spot there that's open, or somebody else's for her.
So we have 4 slots open or 5?
Well, we just found, Nick Consigli told me at the meeting that she had resigned.
Boykin, so now we have 5.
We have 5, yes.
So we all got to pick. So the 4 I
So
selected.
just stay on.
Plus yours?
Yes,
But-
okay.
But
and
Melissa
yours.
was Commissioner
Said Donna.
Kinsley. Are you okay with him appointing her? Okay. Okay, good. So we'll still have the commissioner serving, including you, and your appointment. Okay.
Anything else, Frank?
That's it.
Greenie?
I'm good.
All right, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, moving back to item F. Gentlemen?
And just as an FYI, Scott Gibbs and his company, McGriff, had been our consultants before also. So what happened to you?
Oh, I tore my rotator cuff 15 and a half years ago, and you know, when you get older, things just start bugging you. And so about a year ago, so I had surgery 2.5 weeks ago. So I'm glad to be here. So, all right, Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager, thank you for having us here today. It's myself, Scott Gibbs, with McGriff Insurance Services, and John Bass to my right. We're very honored to have worked with you guys several times over the past 18 years, providing consulting services for the employee benefit plans. So very excited to be here. We're very proud to have worked with the city manager and when he was in different capacities over those 18 years. I think what we wanted to focus on were just some key differentiators for McGriff. I think the first is the team that we bring to the table, which is myself and John. I have been with McGriff for 22 years. I run the public entity vertical for McGriff. Public entity is all I do. With McGriff. John has been with McGriff for 4 years. He's been in the business 41 years. I know he doesn't look like it, but he worked for United Healthcare for a long time. He ran their public and labor market. So the nice thing about both of us is we got the experience on the carrier side, experience on the consulting side, to know where the bodies are kind of buried. Christina Palacio will serve as the senior account executive. Christina was the account executive on the city's account. She's very familiar with the account, bilingual, does a great job, as well as Jordan Nixon, who is our data analyst. Jordan has looked at the data for the city over many, many years, understands the data. I think overall, from a public entity standpoint, we work with about 350 different public entities throughout the state of Texas. Harlingen IST is a client of ours. I'd ask you if you would love to, if you check references, it's great. Rachel Cortez over there, she's awesome. We've done a really, really good job, for them. So I think it's our expertise that we bring to the table. And ultimately, I think at the end, it's our culture. We love our clients. We're passionate, much like the coach, Rios. I'm very passionate about my clients. I'm involved. I don't walk away. Many of you in the past have seen me here. I will always be here. I'm always available for the city. We're completely independent. We're fiercely independent. We have the city's interest at heart. We know that you guys are fighting for talent. So what we try to do is protect your taxpayer dollars and provide your employees with the best benefit plan at the lowest cost. We'd love to work with you guys again. We really would. We'd be honored.
Scott, I have a question. One of the things that the commission asked for me was that the consultants provide a plan on being self-funded. How are you at?
Absolutely. So the majority of our groups are partially self-funded. So when in the past over the years we have tracked that for the city. At the times it was just not it was not financially smart to do it at the time. So that is definitely something that we would come in. First thing we would do is look at the financials again. We would run it through our models, and we would take a look at it from a partially self-funded standpoint or not. The school district is self-funded as well. So we are, again, I would tell you that probably 75% of our municipal clients are partially self-funded or in some form. But the reality is that that's what we do. We're experts in that, so we will just we'll lay it out for you. And then sometimes what we do too is it becomes a 3-year plan. And so what we'll do is we'll track you, to that point where it does make sense for you guys to actually go partially self-funded. And there's also other contractual mechanisms like level funded premium, which you get the benefit a little bit of being partially self-funded, but the protection of fully insured premium. So it's not just partially self-funded and fully insured. There's some options in the middle that we will we'll take a look at for you too, and make sure that we find the right fit for you.
How many municipalities did you say you service?
So we service, whether it's on the risk management side or the EB side, we service about 350 across risk management and employee benefits. I would say just municipal clients on the employee benefit side, we're probably working with 30 to 35 throughout the state.
Where are you located?
So I am out of Dallas, Texas. John is in San Antonio. Yep. And Christina is in Dallas, as well. So.
Do you have any of the municipalities here in our region?
No, I mean, I've had some on and off over the years, but, right now I've got the district and you guys, and then we have Nueces County, we have Bexar County. I know that's kind of the tip of the valley. So,
Not in the valley.
Not in the valley, though, no, ma'am. So.
Thank you.
Let's not say that.
I was going to say, yeah, not in the
This
valley.
is South
so
Texas.
I got you. So.
We're all going to come in cowboy hats next.
Texas
I'm joking.
shirts.
Texas shirts and have yellow flowers.
You have to wear the rhinestones on your.
Absolutely, man.
Commissioner?
Man,
I have
out of these
5 minutes.
municipalities,
You have 5 minutes?
how many of these are self-funded?
I would say on our municipalities that I would probably say
5
80.
minutes are up.
Okay, but now we're in the question
Yeah.
side of it.
I would say about 80% of them are self-funded. Yeah, and what I would say is it kind of looks at like where your head count is. So typically most of our municipalities will start looking at moving to be self-funded when they're 200 to 250 employees. They'll start looking at kind of moving there.
At 250 employees, is that what you said?
But most of the time they'll start looking at it.
Okay.
But we'll do the analysis for any one of our clients to make sure what's, if it fits, because there are scenarios where it absolutely will fit, and then there's other scenarios depending on where you are in the state of Texas, and depending on the rates that the carriers have. It could be that fully insured premium is a better option than self-funded. You have to do the analysis.
So I'm curious, you had the city of Harlingen for many years, and clearly we have way more than 250 employees since I guess forever, right? So can you just briefly explain why that, if it was entertained back then, what was the main reason not going that route, if you recall?
Sure. Yeah. No problem. Every year we would look at every year when we put out the bids, we would ask for bids on a fully insured basis and a partially self-funded basis. And so at the end of the day, when we did the analysis, the carriers on a fully insured basis, from an underwriting standpoint, the carrier rates were actually lower than if you would have been self-funded and take the risk yourself. So there's kind of a delta, and it depends on the group. Most of the time, groups really want to see they kind of want to see a delta of 7 to 10% between going and going self-funded. But the reality is, self-funded or fully insured, the vehicles inside of it from an underwriting standpoint are the same. They're just called different things. What happens in the fully insured world, obviously the carrier is taking on the risk, so you pay a little bit of a premium for that risk. But in certain markets, depending on the competitiveness of that market, from a carrier standpoint, it may, financially, when you look at the numbers, they sometimes can come in lower on the fully insured. So.
Out of the 80% of these 30 to 35 municipalities, what's the population of some of those, and can you give us names of those that are self-funded?
Yeah, sure. Let's see. We've got, I can tell you, we got Mesquite, City of Abilene, City of Midland, and who am I blanking on? City of, let's see, we got Grapevine, City of Grapevine. We have City of Cedar Hill. So when we've got, kind of all over the place. And then we also have, like I said, counties. And so.
Which is the furthest one that's the furthest south?
The furthest south, we have Nueces County, and then, city, it would probably be city of Buda. City of Temple too, yeah.
You don't think is the one that's the furthest south?
Buda is probably the furthest city south. So I guess if you're going that way, we've got.
Temple still is north of Austin and
Right.
Buta's south.
Well, I'm trying to think like how Orange fits over there because we have City of Orange over here and where Buda is, but in the Valley Corridor, we just, don't have any cities right now.
And that's okay. I think we're trying to, I think the commissioner's trying to see what's closest to our community and
Sure.
in terms of population. So maybe the question would be if there's any cities that you have with similar population in the state of Texas that are self-funded. Because I know there's smaller communities
Yeah.
like our neighbors in San Benito.
Yeah.
So I don't really necessarily think if there's, I don't know if there's a direct correlation to population or not, but I think, is that kind of the
That's
question?
one, and two is the median capital. What's the earnings of those cities? Because obviously Mesquite is well-funded. Abilene, I know where it's at. I'm sure it's well-funded. You have an Air Force base there, I believe.
Yes, sir.
You also mentioned, help me out here,
Temple, City of Temple.
Temple. Yeah, you got some people that really make some real good money up there. And all of these that you have are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and going west and south in that cluster of Texas. Obviously, Midland, that's way west.
Well, I can go even further west. We have City of Albuquerque, New Mexico, too. So that's
That's New Mexico.
Yeah,
That's
right.
not Texas.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you guys very much. Appreciate
Okay,
it.
thank you. Appreciate it. Yep.
Hope you start to feel better.
Oh, thank you. No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
The next one is.
We'll go ahead and Erica, yeah.
Hi, so the next one we have is One Digital, and that's Zach Gingrich and Henry Rosenbaum.
Good evening, Mayor and Commission, City Manager. Zach Gingrich. I'm with One Digital. With me this evening, I have Henry Rosenbaum, Senior Underwriter and Financial Consultant for us at One Digital. Myself, I am an employee benefits consultant, so really in charge of the overall process, all the way from the marketing of the coverages to the implementation and the monitoring of the health insurance plan. But a little bit about One Digital. We were founded as an employee benefits or health insurance consulting firm only. It was the core of what we did, and today still remains that core. So we have grown to offer financial services, property and casualty, insurance consulting, as well as HR consulting. But as mentioned, health insurance, employee benefits still remains the core of what we do. So how does that translate for the city of Harlingen? In simple, we live and breathe health insurance all the way from the management of the plan, the cost reduction, what it means to your employees, making sure the benefits are rich. But more importantly, how are those communicated? Do the employees understand the benefits? What vessels are used to communicate the benefits to help them understand it, use it more efficiently for themselves, their families, and in return will financially